Oops. Growing up in a Chinese Vietnamese household, oftentimes we eat rice for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Dessert too? Yes we do. Rice for dessert is probably one of my favorite ways to eat it. So in Dessert Person, when I saw Claire had a rice pudding cake, I had to get on that. Then Claire went and added mango to it. Girl, this is music to my ears. Love it in salad, we love it in dessert, we love it on its own. We also love fake mango, which is fango, in bubble tea. Rice pudding cake from Dessert Person with mango caramel sauce will take about 55 minutes in active time and a total time of 1 hour and 45 minutes. It's a baked rice pudding, so it slices like a cake. And from what I can see in the ingredients here, it includes rum, vanilla, and obviously mango, so it's gonna taste nice and tropical. To complete this recipe, we're gonna have to do it in 2 parts. First is the mango caramel, and second is gonna be the rice pudding cake. Despite what you may have seen in my last videos, I'm actually not a good baker. I fail quite often. But what I like about this recipe is that it's mostly cooking, and then you just stick it in the oven and hope for the best. This is a level 2 recipe, and it seems pretty foolproof, so let's do it. Perfect timing here because I have 2 ripe mangoes ready to go. So what are we gonna need for this recipe? You're gonna need half a cup of unsalted butter, which is basically 1 butter stick or 8 tablespoons, split into 2, cut into 1/2 inch thick pieces. Save 4 tablespoons for the mango sauce, save 4 tablespoons for the rice pudding cake. 1 cup of sugar for the caramel and 3/4 of a cup for the rice pudding cake. 1 large mango, which is about 1.5 cups coarsely chopped. Another mango here, peeled and thinly sliced. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. 1/2 cup of heavy cream, which is about 35% milk fat. 3 cups of whole milk. You need 2 large eggs and the yolk of 3 eggs. You can put them in the same bowl and combine them together. You will need 1 cup of arborio rice, or you can also use carnaroli. Both are risotto rices. I feel like I'm betraying my rice cooker because I'm going to make this on my stovetop. Have a can here of evaporated milk. 1/4 of a cup of dark rum. I have some Appleton Jamaican rum here. Oh, that's a hefty shot. Oh. 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of ground cardamom. Seeds scrape from 1 vanilla bean and save the pod. Special tools to make this recipe. For your mango caramel, you're going to need a blender or a hand blender like I have here. This recipe is intended for a 10-inch cake pan, but I don't feel like spending money on that, and I don't have one either. So I'll be using 2 6-inch cake pans instead. You're gonna also need some parchment paper because you have to butter and line your cake pans. Fold it in half, trace my baking pan, cut, and I'll have 2 pieces. This recipe requires minimal prep, so all I'll be doing is chopping up some mango and scraping my vanilla bean. I have my vanilla bean pod here, so what I'll be doing is taking a sharp paring knife from tip to tip. Just make sure you cut down the middle, but not all the way through. Flip your knife over, take the dull side, and scrape all the vanilla beans out of the pod. Vanilla pods don't come cheap, so make sure you don't waste any of it. You're gonna use the seeds and also save the pods for your rice pudding. Time to peel my mango. I'm so bad at peeling fruit. I feel like moms are so good at this. If you've never had mango before, there's a large seed in the middle, which is about 1 inch thick. So I cut on the outside of that to get 2 giant fleshy halves like this. Also take my knife and cut around the perimeter because there's still a lot of mango meat left around the seed. Do not throw your mango seed out, you can still eat around it. My mom's side of the family, she was one of 7 kids, and every time they had mango, they would still to this day fight over the seed. And you just eat it like this. Definitely need floss though. Cut your mango in rough chunks. Chopped mango is for the caramel sauce. This mango is for garnish. So what I'm gonna do is peel and slice thinly. Get a saucepan, it's time to make the mango sauce. Combine 1 cup of sugar with 1/3 of a cup of water. Take a heat-proof spatula and make sure you keep stirring until your sugar and water mixture are dissolved over medium heat. My sugar and water mixture is finally coming into a boil, so I'm gonna stop stirring. And what I'm gonna do is take a wet pastry brush, run it around the sides of the pan to make sure that all the sugar is dissolved. It's been about 7 minutes. My sugar water mixture is a blonde right now. I'm just gonna wait a few more and it should turn into a dark amber. My sugar water mixture is a dark amber right now. Remove it off the heat and carefully place in your mango. Once Once your mangoes have been incorporated into the mixture, bring your saucepan back to the heat, but this time on medium-low. Make sure you stir occasionally. What you want to do in this step is to make sure all your mangoes release the liquids, and it should take about 5 minutes. Definitely feels a lot looser, so that tells me that the mangoes have released their liquids. What I'm going to do now is add in a steady stream of my ½ cup of heavy cream. Stir in your unsalted butter a piece at a time. It's so glossy and smooth so far with the mango chunks. Once your butter has been melted in and incorporated well, you're gonna have this silky mixture. You're gonna add in your salt. Just bring it to a gentle simmer for about 5 to 10 minutes until the caramel is nice and thickened. Here's the mango caramel mixture on a simmer. Looks like Japanese curry, to be honest. I've taken my mango caramel off the heat. It is slightly thickened and I've been letting it cool for about 5 minutes. What I'll be doing now is taking my hand blender and blending out all the chunky mango pieces until my caramel sauce is nice and smooth. Oh, that got everywhere. Mango caramel sauce, now nice and smooth. I'm gonna transfer my caramel sauce into Tupperware and then start my rice pudding cake. I brought back my trusty portable gas stove because I don't really like filming on my regular stove here. What I'll be doing now is making my rice pudding cake. Over medium heat, we're gonna add 3 cups of whole milk, a can of evaporated milk, our 1 cup of arborio rice, sugar, cardamom and salt, rum, vanilla seeds, and vanilla pods. Bring this to a simmer on medium heat. Make sure you stir it occasionally because you want your sugar to dissolve and you don't want your rice to stick at the bottom. You're gonna be doing this for about 25 to 35 minutes. What you're looking for is for your rice to puff up and turn translucent. Mixture is gonna be thickened and that's how you know your rice is cooking. My rice pudding mixture is thick and rich. It's been sitting on the heat for about ½ an hour and I know that it's pretty much done because the rice grains have floated to the top. And if I go like this, I can see that they are translucent and fluffy. Time to take off the heat. Add unsalted pieces of chilled butter in, 1 at a time, into your rice pudding mixture until it is melted and well combined. The butter has been added into the rice pudding mixture. It's still very hot, so what I'm gonna do is let it cool down a little bit until it's warm. If a skin forms on top, just keep mixing it once in a while. In the meantime, preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. In the meantime, while my oven is preheating to 350 and my rice pudding mixture is cooling down, taking 2 whole eggs and 3 egg yolks and mixed it until there are no streaks left. Also, in the meantime, don't forget to butter up your baking pan and line the bottom with parchment paper. Make sure you keep your rice pudding mixture warm because once you incorporate your eggs in, you don't want them to cook and turn into a scramble. Time to add the eggs. Make sure it's well combined. I have my cake pans here. I'm gonna divide this mixture between the 2. I'm gonna use a ladle to drop this into the cake pans because I want it to be even. You can keep the vanilla pods in here too because as it bakes in the oven, it will continue to release extra flavor. Just make sure that when you serve it, you pull the vanilla pod out. This is gonna go in the oven at 350 degrees for about 40 to 50 minutes until a toothpick comes out clean. See you later. All right, it's time to wash some dishes. My rice pudding cake is coming out of the oven. Perfectly brown at the top and they passed the toothpick test. Time to let them cool completely on a wire rack. Finally, my cakes have completely cooled. It's been sitting here for about 2 hours. Now I'm gonna take an offset spatula, go around the edges and flip it over onto this wire rack here. Smells amazing. Gonna go around the edges like this. Okay, moment of truth. Ooh, second one. Nice, came out clean. This is what they look like right now. I'm going to peel the paper off. Good color on the bottom here. Finally, I get to slice in and give it a taste. So, very excited. Has really nice color on top. The edges are nice but not burnt. Put some mango slices on top. This is the best I could do. I'm gonna go heat this caramel up, then I'm gonna drizzle it on top. I got my mango caramel heated up here and my rice pudding cake cooled down. I'm ready to slice and serve. So excited to try this. Okay, I have a little piece here with some mango on top. Let's give it a taste. Mmm. Whoa, I'm obsessed with this caramel sauce. Ooh, more mango. You did it again, Claire. I did use a 6-inch cake pan, so my slices come out looking like baby slices, but that's okay, portion control, and I can share more with people. I'm really happy with how my rice pudding cake with mango caramel sauce came out. I will say that even though this recipe is very easy to make, it is very time consuming because you have to babysit the caramel as well as the rice pudding mixture. Just happy with the color on the sides here and on top and how evenly distributed my rice is in the middle here, as you can see, just like in her picture. I can see why Claire has paired this mango caramel sauce with this rice pudding cake. This is not like your typical caramel where it's usually thick and rich and creamy and buttery. This one is more of like an adult caramel. Tastes like there's alcohol or something in it, even though there isn't. It's just mango, cream, butter, and sugar. This mango caramel sauce pairs really well with this rice pudding cake. Tons of tropical flavors. The most important part here I'd like to call out is the mango. Mango is so needed, and I actually think I would up the whole recipe to 3 mangoes instead of using 2 because it cuts through the richness of the cake in the caramel sauce. When I had this slice here, I just kept grabbing more mango. I'm so happy with how this cake turned out. It is tropical, I love mangoes, really easy to make. Again, it does take a lot of time, but it's almost foolproof. I feel the sugar rush. If you get Claire Saffitz's Dessert Person cookbook and attempt this recipe, let me know. I'd love to see it too. I hope you enjoyed my attempt at making this Dessert Person recipe. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!